So you want to know how damage multipliers work in Persona 5 Strikers, and today I believe I have some pretty interesting statistics. I do want to say that in this video I won't be covering combo skills as well as all-out attacks or showtimes, as they have their own sets of attributes that go beyond just damage, but don't fret as I will cover these topics in a later video. So before I break down what multipliers apply for each kind of damage, I want to go over how I actually did the testing. First, there were 4 types of attacks that I had used, that being Riot Gun for crits, Diamond Dust for weakness and severe damage, Morningstar for colossal damage, and for a heavy hitting attack, I use Megadola. The reason I didn't test any weaker hitting skills is due to the fact that I don't think anyone by endgame is using any skills that aren't at least classified as a heavy tiered spell. Now, as far as the actual act of testing goes, I decided to make the Dire Shadow in Sendai Jail, as well as a couple shadows near it, my testing dummies. Understand that whatever stats it had could have affected the damage numbers, however, the multiplier for the damage done should stay the same. And this is under the assumption that all of my Persona stats are maxed out, therefore this should be peak potential damage that you can obtain. One thing about this game is that the damage isn't actually a hard-coded stat, rather it has a tendency to float around an average. For example, I use Morningstar as my main form of collecting damage data, and at base damage, it averaged out to be about 606 damage, but I've seen it fluctuate to as high as 658 or as low as 565. In order to obtain an average, I decided to attack the Dire Shadow 10 times with the same skill and averaging their damage numbers. While a bigger sample size would effectively make the stats more accurate, I just didn't have enough time, and therefore I felt that 10 was close enough. That being said, here are what I believe the multipliers are in Persona 5 Strikers. Understand that numbers on the left are what my stats have given me exactly, but since I'd like to believe that Atlas probably didn't code such specific numbers, I like to think that they should round up or down to an easier number to work with. Now, how do we achieve max damage? Well, in order to do this, there is quite a bit of setup for, in my opinion, very little damage reward, but for the sake of seeing what the max damage would be, you would have to have Heat Risered and Debilitated, then Concentrate, then hit either Sleep or a Dizzy, then on top of that add Rage, then hit it with a Technical Adept Morningstar, landing you a colossal attack which seems to average somewhere between 4.2 to 4.7k damage. Now if you add up the multipliers, they don't seem to add up with this damage amount, so what I'm assuming is that perhaps there might be an order of operations equations going on in the background that I am unaware of, but yes, that seems to be about max damage. I have tried to stack crit with Riot Gun and the following ailments, but nothing seems to come close to the damage of Morningstar. So that's about it. Again, if you have any questions or video suggestions that you want to see, feel free to join my Discord with the link in the description below, as that will be the best place to connect with me. If I have made any mistakes or things were not covered well, let me know in the comments. And so, on that note, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one.